Feels good though. Just got some furniture, and we got a great deal too because the mom and pop shop that we bought it from, some of this is actually their furniture because they're actually just kind of like old, wealthy, eccentric people, and they were moving one of their houses. They had like 3 houses. They were moving one of them, and so they had all this furniture they just wanted to get rid of. And so when we got talking with them, they're like, you know, we have all this furniture, like it's a bit used, but like we can sell it to you at a really good price because we're just gonna basically throw it anyway. So for like 2,000 Canadian dollars, which is nothing in Canadian money. Like Canadian money, the numbers are really high because it's a really low value currency. For like $2,000, we just furnished the whole place. And like, we got like a couple couches, we got a new dining set, we got some dresser drawers. Like, yeah, none of it was super high quality stuff in the first place. And a lot of it has a little bit of wear and tear here and there, but it just kind of makes it feel like an old 80s house, and that's what I like anyway. I grew up with old shit.
Hell yeah.
So, it just feels really comfy to me. Like, yeah, the couch needs to be vacuumed a little. Yeah, like, one of the end tables has a few, like, of those marks. Sometimes when you put, like, a hot cup on it or something, over and over the years, like, the wood there wears a little and the color's lost a little there. I don't give a shit. I give a shit that I got a place, like, I can sit... What used
Does it
to
have
just
a
be
roof?
like,
Yes. Does it have internet? Yes. Good enough.
yeah, like the great room is what is apparently called, but it's just like, you know, like when you walk in the front door and then there's like a little hallway and a staircase, and like, you know, like the staircase goes upstairs, there's a staircase downstairs to the basement, and then you can just like walk through it to the kitchen. And it's like a semi living room, semi hallway, and then there's a more proper living room in a finished basement. It's not a huge place, but it's a proper house, you know? It's a duplex. So, like, one half of the building is someone else's, one half is ours, and there's no door that goes between the two interiors. Like, the interiors are completely separate. We never hear our neighbors. Which is a common style of house in this area. But it's the best place I've lived in a long time. It's awesome. Probably the nicest house I've ever been in. Wow, that death sound was out of sync. That was weird. Sorry, there's all kinds of weird little things. Probably because I'm killing shit so fast. And the instant load text. But right, like that room actually, it went from feeling like a hallway to feeling like a room. Because there's like a couch in there now. And there's like a coffee table in front of it. You can just like sit down on there and play the Switch or something.
God.
Like,
I am gonna need to catch this electrode.
What do you use? Thunder?
It's level 39 in the Pokemon Mansion, and it knows Thunderbolt.
Okay, yeah, that's a fucking run saver you just got there.
Oh no! It knows Whirlwind, and it whirlwinded me while I was digging.
Oh. Okay, you need to catch that fucking thing, because that's a run saver, because that's the
I was also gonna catch
speed.
one of these little guys, Pikachu, because Pikachus here have Psychic, and and it being a Raichu with good special and good speed, I feel like could really help out.
All right, so for all the viewers at home who want me to lay some Poke knowledge on them, you guys might remember from early in the series when we were talking about the base stats of Gen 1 Pokemon and how they roughly match up if you make a very rough tier list just based on stats. And you may remember Electrode has the highest base speed in the entire video game. And the reason that's so important to us, you know, the speed is overkill. You could be way slower than that and still be faster than almost everything. The reason it matters is because Electrode having the highest base speed in Gen 1 means that in Gen 1, your critical hit chance is based on your base speed. That means that Electrode has the highest critical hit chance in the entire game. Like, it comes out to something wild, like 1 in 3 hits is a critical hit, which is massive. That's more than using Focus Energy in gens where Focus Energy works. It doesn't work in Gen 1, fun fact. So, that's crazy. That's kind of important, you know? On top of that, Electrode, by default, in Gen 1 and 2, I don't know about anything past that, Voltorb and Electrode learn no electric moves. Through level up, you have to teach them by TM. So the fact that Electrode just has Thunderbolt is huge. That's a 95 power move, so pretty high, has the same type attack bonus on a Pokemon that crits like a machine. And it's 100 accuracy, so it's reliable, and has paralysis chance. That Electrode is gonna be a fucking monster if you can catch it.
Next time I see one, I'm just gonna throw a Master Ball at it. I'm not gonna use it for anything else.
Yeah, fuck toying around with that, just get that shit, because that thing is gonna be insane.
Just to chill out on this second floor of the Pokemon Mansion then, because it's not gonna spawn on any other floors, likely.
I love how so much of my screen is just watching a Lapras use Recover and then take increasingly more and more poison damage every turn. My defense is so high that its bind is always missing. Fun fact about Gen 1. If a move is gonna do so little damage that there's no chance it can even do 1 damage, it'll auto-miss every time. This is something I learned in...
high school.
No, recently. What run was it that I did where I was using a Beedrill and trying to use Poison Sting on Brox, Onix, and Geodude? And I was
must have been a
missing
really
all the
early
time.
one, huh?
It was fairly early. I was missing like crazy, and I couldn't figure out what the hell was with it. When I use other people, they wouldn't miss as much, so it seemed like a glitch. Talked to John Stone about it a little bit, and he couldn't figure it out either. What it
was
ended
that the
up
Pokemon
being,
Challenge or the Pokemon Center Challenge one?
It might have been for Leaf Green. No, because it was Gen 1. I didn't do Pokemon Center for Gen. I think it was no new moves. It must have been no new moves in Gen 1.
Okay.
Oh, I finally got to Blue, by the way, or to Whattageek. His first Pokemon's a Clefable. I don't remember if I've ever been to him. And self-destruct, that'd probably kill me. I'm Love Lady, by the way.
Did it kill you?
I died. Yeah. I was at, like, below half health in the first place. Honestly, if I just double-check my items here, do I have, like, Elixir and Ether? I have 3 Ethers. Honestly, considering I just need Confusion, that's probably enough. Full heals, yeah. 4 stores, yeah. A max Elixir. I might be able to beat it now if I want to.
But do you want to?
I think I'm gonna do another couple runs, squeeze in another level or 2 for safety. And then I'll probably go for it and just see if I can win. But right, I couldn't figure out what it was. I talked to John Stone a little bit on his stream once, and he couldn't figure out what it was. He said that his theory was that there are a lot of glitches based around stat changes applying wrongly in Gen 1. So he was saying maybe it had something to do with that because the Geodudes were using Harden and Defense Curl and stuff like that. I was using some, I think I was using stat changing moves as well. I can't remember 100%. But he was just saying, probably has to do with something like that. Looked into it, didn't have to do with that. In the end, what it ended up being was, because they kept using Defense Curl, Poison Sting is a very, very weak move. You know, they're rock and ground, so they super resist it. They have high defense, I have low attack. All these things coming together. What it was is often, like, about 90% of the time I'd use Poison Sting, the damage calculation would end up being a 0, and because there was nothing programmed for a 0 in Gen 1, I guess. In Gen 2 onwards, if it's a 0, it just rounds it up to 1 damage. But in Gen 1, if it can only be a 0 on that dice roll, then it just says it missed. And that's very confusing for you as the player, because you think you're missing like crazy, and you're like, why am I missing this much, you know? Like, you switch Pokemon, and you're hitting 1s all the time, so it can't be like that its evasion is magically really high. So, yeah, that's what that ended up being. I gotta do more of those no new moves runs, don't I? I think those are really fun.
Don't I? Comment section, tell me.
Okay, I do think, though, for my next no new moves one, like, the game where I am the most confident in knowing the moves of different Pokemon is Gen 1. Because I used to have the old Prima strategy guide as a kid, and I used to obsessively read the stats of Pokemon and the moves of Pokemon and stuff like that. So a lot of it just kind of floods back to me. Like when I was thinking about like, okay, I need a water move. How am I gonna get that? Like it just floods back to me. Like, okay, I can catch this right now. It's got Water Gun. It'll get me to this fight. I'll replace it later with this thing. You know, like that kind of stuff just comes back to me really easily. But from Gen 2 onwards, I often have to look up the move list, like for a bunch of Pokemon. Like I'll just think, you know, in studying for that, if I wanted a psychic move, I would genuinely need to sit down and really think and be like, okay, who can I catch as a psychic move? Like Giraffe Rig, I guess. I'm sure I can probably catch a Drowsy that's a high enough level to already know Confusion, but I know you can also catch them that don't have Confusion yet, so I'm not 100% sure on that. I need to check the level range on that. So, what I'm gonna say is if I do more of those no-to-move challenges, and I do want to because they're pretty fun, I'm gonna need to recruit your help on that one to help get some studying in from you, because you could probably come up with some ideas.
I know that the fossils aren't actually going to be much use because I think Almanite knows Bite right off the bat, and Kabuto knows Absorb, and they have like some other second move that I can't think of.
Nothing too amazing. What I'm thinking
maybe Lapras because it's got decent bulk and it can learn. I think it starts with Body Slam or something.
Where'd you get Lapras again? Mount Mortar?
In Gen 1, I'm thinking Silph.
Oh, I was thinking Gen 2 because I did Gen 1.
Okay, Lapras is, yeah, somewhere in Mount Mortar, like at the bottom, if I remember right.
Isn't it like Friday only in a pool of water in Mount Mortar?
Yeah, it's time specific. If it's not Mount Mortar, then maybe Dark Cave? Or not Dark Cave, what was the cave between Azalea and Violet?
I always have to look up this name every time, because like I have problems in there a lot in my runs, so I often talk about it, but I always have to walk out of the place and read the sign to remember the name. If I heard it, it would come back. It doesn't matter. We all know the cave we're talking about. It's the cave after the first gym, you know?
Yeah, I feel like that is the place for Lapras, or is a place for some rare Pokemon. I think you can go into that cave to access where you get Natu and Xatu, if not just Natu.
You know what? I do think that is one of the caves that's a cave that if you take it the right way, with Surf, I think it is, you can get to that alternate area of, the alternate area of the Ruins of Elf where you can also catch Smeargle.
Yes.
In fact, that's the only area you can catch Smeargle, isn't it? A very small patch of grass in an obscure part of the Ruins of Elf.
I think so, yeah.
I always thought that was really cool growing up when there's like a Pokemon you can only catch in one little patch of grass that's easy to miss. Like, in Gen 1, the equivalent for that would be Tangela. You catch it in a very small patch of grass you can see from the beginning of the game when you surf just below Pallet Town. Shame Tangela sucks.
Yeah. And then it got an evolution, and it's still underwhelming.
Yeah. Tangela's interesting, kind of. It's really hard to use in Red and Blue, though. It's a little better in Yellow because it learns Vine Whip, because why the hell didn't it in the first place? But in Red and Blue, it doesn't even get Vine Whip, so it doesn't get a grass move for fucking ages. Although I guess the level you catch it at, I think you catch it at, like, what, level early mid-20s in its grass? So it probably starts with Absorb if you catch it wild. But Absorb sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, like, what do you have? Constrict is garbage. Bind. In Gen 1, Bind is a little good, but it's still unreliable. Misses a lot. Absorb is crap. And it learns all the Spore moves, which are always good. Like the, Stun Spore and Sleep Powder and all that. Those are always good. Well, I say that. Sleep Powder is good.
Stun Spore,
Yeah, and then Spore is fucking awesome, but
really
that's just
is.
Paris and Parasect. Like, it's a fucking strong move, but it's because it's on a Pokemon that has severe weaknesses. Like, do you remember... I don't know if you saw the video, but you definitely would have read the script on it. When I did my Fire Red Paris run, I was at level 100, getting one-shot by Charizard at the end of the game because he was still faster than me, so I couldn't get him
Paris
a Spore.
is slow as molasses.
Yeah, and that's probably why they gave him Spore, because they figure it's too strong for someone who's fast, you have to give it to someone who's really slow. Oh, you know what request I've been getting a lot lately that I think is really interesting? Is Munchlax in Gen 4. And the rationale behind that being, Munchlax isn't a bad Pokemon. It actually has very impressive stats for a baby. However,
I heard tats. It has very impressive tattoos for a baby.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for a baby, its tattoos are fucking sweet. However,
I respect that artist.
Its base speed, I think, is 5, if I remember right, which I think is the lowest base speed of any Pokemon, so...
Yeah, it's tied with Pyukumuku from Gen 7.
Yeah, it's borderline a guarantee that I will always be attacking second. And so even if my stats are all around pretty good, that's interesting. Like, you'd have... I can't wait to see what unique problems I would have as a result of that, you know? So
you'd probably be making
really
liberal use of stockpile.
Stockpile, I'll probably get a lot more use of than usual. Battles will definitely be a lot slower. It's gonna be a slow challenge, so I should only do that if I've got a few other challenges stockpiled, so that I don't go being late, because it will be a slow challenge for sure. It's not gonna be like Shuckle slow. Shuckle was unbelievably slow, but I really like Shuckle, so... It's funny, I've always wanted to do another Shuckle run, but I also, like, every time I'm like, maybe, like, every time I beat a run, I'm like, what am I gonna do next? Maybe I'll finally do another Shuckle one, but then I remember, like, spending, like, a day or something in Viridian Forest with my fucking Shuckle trying to level up to beat Brock, and I'm like, you know what? That is far, far worse than I remember it being. Like, I still have the footage. I can go back and look at the footage and remember just hover over the file and seeing the size of some of those grinding sessions and be like, oh yeah, maybe I don't want to do that again, you know? Like, that was fucking terrible. That was... I still think the Magikarp grind was probably worse, but it wasn't the worst grind I ever did. The worst grind I ever did is still absolutely hands down worst to play challenge ever. Even though the video turned out great, people seem to really like it, high view count and everything, and the likes are high in the comments, they seem really happy.
It was very frustrating.
It's the fucking metronome challenge. That was the worst one. It's the only challenge that I almost gave up. At Koga's gym, Koga's Poison Gym, there was a certain loss where I felt so fucking frustrated and defeated, I had to put the controller down. I was just like... I had to, like, go take a shower and, like, eat dinner and stuff and just relax for a minute because I was ready to just give up. And I was like, no, I haven't given up before. I'm not gonna give up now. I'm gonna see this shit through. I'm, like, halfway through it. I'm just gonna do it. And I did it, and it was the worst thing in the universe. Like, oh my god. Because some people have done metronome challenges before. I know that some people have. I've watched very little other Pokemon challenges since, like, I'm gonna say in the last 4 months. In the beginning, when I first started doing that, I watched a lot of them because I just, you know, wanted to keep up on what everyone's doing. But now it's this thing of it's impossible to keep up with because so many people do it now. And I'm at a point now where, look, I always publicly say, you can literally do the same challenge as me. I don't care. Just do whatever you want to do as long as you're having fun with it. And so that information is out there in the ether, so no one can call them a ripoff. Because they're not ripping me off, A, and B, the one guy I ever saw where I can sit there and say, he's ripping me off, like, there's one guy, and I'm gonna leave it anonymous, because I don't remember the name. There's one guy where it was so blatant that he was clearly just ripping me off and not bringing it up in any way.
Slight interruption, I found the TM for Psychic, it's in Celadon City's department store.
Oh, what number was it?
TM1, but also my...
It'd be different for me, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but also only one other thing on my main team can learn it, and it's just Sea King. Sea King.
Oil painting.
Oil paintings, Sea King. I think...
So, did you
I'm
just
looking for an electric move for this Pikachu.
TMs?
Yeah, I just started buying random TMs to see what would be good, and I found Psychic, because I'm looking for an electric move in case I want to use this Pikachu. But then now I'm thinking, well, what if I just go get that Electrode now? I don't need the Pikachu, it's Psychic.
Yeah. As long as you have one crazy strong thing with the right move, it works. Okay, I'm actually gonna try to beat the rival this time. I just did a save, so I can load it after if this doesn't work out, because I don't want to lose the Maxi Elixir. Full restored, Max Elixir, and I'm gonna fight Whattageek for the first time at the end with an actually, like, healed and ready one Pokemon. Can I beat Gen 1 with the most bullshit Pokemon?
Place your bets in the comments below.
Alright, reflect right off. Oh, that is a flashing light. Okay, it's using Defense Curl, that's fine. Toxic didn't affect Clefable. Okay, well, it's self-destructed, so whatever. Didn't affect in Gen 1, by the way, it just meant your effect move missed. Some people are confused about that because it doesn't say that from Gen 3 onward. Good thing I used Reflect before he self-destructed, because that would have sucked. Why is the animation for acid armor that I fucking sink into the ground and don't exist anymore?
That's you turning into acid.
I guess.
Melting.
Alright, I really don't want to keep risking getting burnt here, so I'm just gonna hit a confusion on this Ninetales. There, put it away. Okay, I'm just gonna keep using confusion at this point because my health is below half, and I already used 2 acid armors and a reflect. I don't need more defense than that. I just need to attack. And Victory Bell was a one-shot with a crit. Jesus, that was overkill for sure. Venusaur, thank you for all the poison types. This is great.
Well, that was a starter, wasn't it?
I think I don't remember. Gen 1 is loaded with poison types, though. Oh, Dancing Omastar. I forgot about Dancing Omastar.
Yeah, he's got the little pose going.
Yeah, he hit an earth. He's going for an earthquake here, but it shouldn't do much. My defense is crazy. Okay, it did like 5 damage. He's down. Was that the last one? Oh no, he's got one more. It's another Venusaur.
Okay, there's a starter.
There we go. And one shot, I beat the game.
Yay, fanfare.
I guess I'll go check out the legendaries, even though the legendaries are just gonna be the same ones, but out of order, because there's... Yeah, it's Gen 1. There's only a few legendaries to go around. There's 4 legendaries. I forgot when Oak shows up at the end of the game, it plays a slowed down version of the Pallet Town theme.
Yeah.
Because when I replay these, for the show, I play them on mute because I'm watching other stuff. That's why this won't be up for a while by the time the video you're watching right now goes up, probably. But I'm working on I actually just finished this morning the editing for a Tangela run. You know, it might be up by the time of this episode. I'm not totally sure.
I'm planning on having this go up on Saturday, so it's going to be the same day.
You know what?
Sorry, no.
There you go.
No, the last episode, technically, because we're technically into episode 2 by now. Of the session. Episode 2 of the session, I should clarify. So, episode 2 comes out the day after your challenge goes live.
Okay. So it'll already be up by the time you watch this then. On my Tangela video, near the beginning in Viridian Forest, I do a pretty routine 1-hour grind session that's pretty normal for me to do. Just kind of go for an hour, see what level I land at, and then give whatever the gym is I'm having troubles with a try again. I decided to just record the entire 1-hour grind session, and I put the whole thing out at a high speed, but I also decided to render out just the full hour. I think it's like 57.5 minutes. And you can just watch it. It'll be on its own upload. There's no game audio for it because, again, I was legitimately watching like a J-Rose video, and so I don't want that in the recording, so I just mute it. Maybe I'll edit in another song. I'll do like the Park Balls song that I always use for Youngster Joey gags from Gen 2, because I think that song is just funny.
Yeah, the National Park song.
Yeah, I love that song. It's my go-to gag music for Pokemon challenges. So I'll just, I'll probably put that track over. I haven't rendered that yet. I'll render that tonight or whatever. And I'll put that up. It's unlisted, but it's in the description of that video if you care. I don't know why anyone would care. It's literally 57 minutes of me walking around the forest, barely getting into encounters because the encounter rate there is all kinds of fucked up. And you can just watch a grind session. I think I only leveled like 10 times or something in an hour at the beginning of the game. It sucks. You get to watch how slow it is. There's a lot of downtime in it, honestly, where you just seem like standing around for like 20 seconds after some encounters, because like, you know, I was just watching the video where like, I put down the controller and was having a little bit of water or like a slice of apple or something, you know? Like, you get to legitimately see what it's like doing these challenges and playing the game. So I hope you guys find that interesting.